my name's Daniela. I figured that the transplant would be more the best chances of having a full head of hair again. A friend of mine actually mentioned that Turkey is the #1 in hair transplant, and she mentioned BlueMagic Group, and I started doing my research. I feel less anxious, or I'm not anxious like I was yesterday, and I'm just eager to see the results. It was not as bad as I thought it would be. There was some swelling and a little soreness, but it wasn't a lot of pain or too much discomfort. Everyone's very thorough and responsive and answers all the questions that I have, and I have a lot of questions, and very extremely helpful. Everyone's reassured me and made me more comfortable.
Hello, I'm Joe Houston. I'm from the United States. This is my 3rd time now at BlueMagic. Well, actually, I had 2 friends who came here, and they really recommended BlueMagic, and it was based on their experience that I decided to come to BlueMagic, and I had sent about 5 other friends here. Just from the research that I had done, I knew that it was the only option. There's a lot of options out there, but the reality is that the phase that I was at, I knew they were not going to work. I tried the minoxidil and probably several other products, and it just didn't work. I had been bald too long, my follicles were dead, so I knew I had to get a hair transplant. I just went with what was recommended. I submitted my photos, the doctors reviewed them, and they told me what I needed, so I didn't second guess the doctors. Everything's gone well. The instructions I was provided to get out of the airport to get on a driver, those were all great. Got to the hotel, no issues with the hotel. It's a very nice hotel. Everything's been very smooth. The first time I came, the injections to numb my head was excruciating. The second time I came, they offered the sedation, so I took that option. With the sedation, it's a non-event. You go to sleep and you wake up and the bad part's over with. That's the way to go. And no problems with the recovery. I remember on the first procedure, my head looked really bad, maybe a week for it to clear up. But on the second procedure, by the time I got home, which was maybe 2 days after the procedure, my wife looked at me and she said, "You look so much better this time." I don't know if the procedure changed or what, but the second time around, I just didn't have hair wagging on because my head was shaved. The bad part of the scabs and everything was not nearly as bad the second time. I feel like I look 10 years younger. I look back at pictures from a few years ago before I had the transplant and think, wow, I was a little younger now than I did back then. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed. BlueMagic makes this a very easy process from the beginning, from the consultation all the way to arriving at the clinic and having the procedure done. The staff here, everyone really treated me well and made sure that I knew every step of the process, knew what was going on. They just did a really good job. I really thank everyone for all their great care and everything through this entire process.
Hi, my name is Levi Hancock. I'm from Houston, Texas, and came here to Istanbul to get a hair transplant. Actually, just by doing an internet search and seeing who the top very best providers were in Turkey. I've tried finasteride, minoxidil, and other treatments, red light therapy, red light caps, and nothing has really worked. Everyone was very professional. There was a lot of people in the room taking care of every part of the surgery, from anesthesia to the surgery itself. So very happy with the whole team. They're very good at what they do. All the details right, and definitely know what they're doing. Changed my confidence and not have to worry about wearing a hat or anything anymore. If you want a long-term solution, this is definitely a great place to come. Only takes a day or 2 depending on the grafts you need, and come out with success.
My name is Ramon Barreto. When I first realized hair loss, I was a little shocked. Everywhere I was seeing little hairs everywhere on the mat and they were in the shower. I didn't really pay attention to it, but other people started telling me, "Oh, hey, you're losing hair." Maybe in a joking way, but maybe I took it a little serious. So I thought to myself, right now, I have the time. I talked to some people that one of them referred me here, actually. So I talked to some people about their hair transplants, and everybody said that it was life-changing. The consultation was good. It was quick. And it told me a little bit about where to do the hair and stuff. Actually, I like that a lot, the speed of it. I landed last night and then we're here today and then the next day. Because I think if I had time to think about it, I'm scared I might have backed out. The timing was really good. Come here, get it done. And they extracted some hairs from this side, the things are here. And then they covered the back and the top, multi-step. So I wasn't really sure what they were doing. When they started planting the top and going from here to there, I kind of had an idea. I'm coming tomorrow, so I think probably what I think they're gonna do is take the hairs from this side and then put it here in the front. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, actually. I'm pretty happy with how it went. The experience was great, actually. Really fast. Everybody was really professional. I didn't have time to worry. I went from the hotel to sleeping to coming here, getting the first session done, went back to the hotel, fell asleep, came back the second day and finished the thing, and now I'm here for the third day with the wash, and it's good. I'm happy that it went. I think if I had time to think about it, maybe something would have happened and I might have not done it or something, but I'm just glad the way they did everything. It was really professional, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad that it's finished. Actually, I really like it. There's two people that are texting me consistently on WhatsApp, asking how I am, asking about everything, if I need anything, so I think that's kind of good, but everybody here has been answering my questions really well. There were parts of it that were painful, maybe when they're doing the anesthesia, but I'm so glad that they did the anesthesia. Maybe like about 2 minutes of pain, and then after that you don't feel anything. Yeah, about 2 to 5 minutes of pain, and then after that the anesthesia worked really well and smooth. What stood out to me was what I saw with the people that have gotten their hair transplants here already, the results from the people that came here before. So they had really good results, so that's what made me feel confident about coming here. Like amazing results, actually. Most looking forward to being able to style my hair again, doing something different with my hair, and I think I neglected my hair before. Now I think taking the right vitamins and everything, because when you start losing it, it's crazy. It goes so fast. So I'm looking forward to being able to have hair again. That's I think that's the most thing I'm looking forward to. Thank you very much for keeping everything quick. I'm glad that the procedure went by so smoothly and everybody was so professional and it did super fast. So thank you for that. I'm sure everybody did it with the least amount of pain possible. So I'm really appreciative of that too.